Hello, you're watching James. My name's James, you're watching me, and I'm talking about watches. And I'm a little bit excited. I'm a little bit excited because I've had a watch just arrived that I want to share today with you in a first impressions video. This is a Zelos Aurora TI Field. I particularly went for the 42mm teal color, and I'm excited. I'm excited to experience a Zelos watch. I'm excited to see this particular watch, but I'm a little bit nervous because this watch came in a 38mm or a 42mm, and I wasn't sure which size to go for. I felt that the 38mm might be the right size, but I've had a couple of experiences recently where I've had the 38mm and I've then wanted a slightly bigger one, but then I've had the bigger ones and I've thought this is just a little bit too big. I should have gone the smaller one. So I may or may not have made the right decision in regards to the size. I don't think I'm going to have made the wrong decision though in regards to the watch. I am excited about this one. Now guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I really would appreciate if you just click on that subscribe button. But let's flip the camera around. Let me do a first impressions of my first Zelos, the Aurora. Let's check it out. So the thing that most scared me about buying this Zelos was choosing the size, because there is a 38mm and a 42mm. And I wasn't sure, but I ended up getting the 42, so fingers crossed it is the correct size. This case is rather good. It's absolutely solid aluminium, I'm assuming. Very nice soft inside. Metal warranty card. It has a 1-year warranty, I believe. Something that somebody complains about every now and again. But we have the watch, of course, being the teal 42mm Zelos Aurora TI Field Watch. And the first thing that absolutely stands out, which is exactly what I expected to absolutely stand out, is that dial. But it's really quite hard to actually really show it in a way that really makes it pop. You really got to get the light on it at a certain sort of angle, and then it just goes wow. So I'm going to throw in some outdoor shots now. Hopefully it shows that dial off a little bit better than these indoor studio lights. So let's just have a bit of a look over this watch, shall we? As I said, awesome dial, very 3D. It's got a real sort of etched sort of look to it. It's almost like a, I don't know, it almost looks like a gouged out steel look, which I'm sure that's not what it actually is, but I think he's trying to represent sort of water or turbulent water, which is very cool. It certainly does look like that. I like that it's got the orange pop on it, gives a little bit of extra color and a little bit of pop to it. Other than that, we've got sort of skeletonized hands, applied indices, all titanium. This is actually my first all titanium watch, and that concerns me a tiny little bit as well, because I'm not 100% convinced on titanium. I've got nothing against titanium, but let's see how we go and see if I actually enjoy owning a titanium watch. It's pretty much all brushed everywhere, all over the case, all over the bracelet. The clasp there is the Zelos clasp. Quite interesting clasp there. I'll show you that in a minute and show you an issue that's already popped up for me. We have the Zelos Z on the signed crown. I believe that is loomed. I'm going to assume there's some great lume on this because these Zeloses are known for really cool lume. I do like the case shape. I like how these lugs stick out and then pull in a little bit. I think that sort of has a bit almost like a retro field watch vibe to it. They were screw links and there was plenty of links available. But let me just jump into something which I've already sort of noticed is a concern for me. You'll see here that this is sticking out from the clasp, and that is because we have a really cool feature inside. Firstly, obviously milled. We've got this push button adjustment there, which is a really good idea. It means on the fly adjustment at any point in time, back and forth, just push on that, it moves. However, I could not get a correct fit. I put a link in, took a link out, put a link over here, took a link out, put a couple of links in there, took a link out. And the best way and the only way I could actually get my wrist correctly is to actually use some of that on the fly adjustment. So I've got that sticking out, which is not ideal. However, what he has added in on the other side, this section here, is that solid link as well. That's not a link that you can remove. So it kind of does balance it out a little bit. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame because having that sticking out is a little bit awkward, really. I do like the clasp though. It sort of looks very cool with the Zelos Z, double pushes as I just showed you. Nice internally milled there. Really cool case back, 3D case back of, I believe that's a ship called the Aurora, which is what this is named after. You can see the quick release spring bars on the bracelet as well. Yeah, very cool. And you do absolutely notice that it's a lighter watch than what I expect because of that titanium. Being all titanium, however, does mean that polishing wasn't as easy, which means, well, I think that's probably one of the reasons why he's gone for all brushed, or perhaps that's just the sort of field watch aesthetics that he's going for. Certainly has a different look to it, a sort of a darker grey look, which I like, but I'm a little bit still unconvinced about it. I do like my stainless steel watches. But let's check this one out on wrist and see how it looks. I have to admit, it does sort of feel good on wrist, and I do actually like the size. I was a little bit concerned about that. I think the 38mm would have been a great size for my wrist as well, my 6 3/4 inch wrist, but I do like a watch that's slightly bigger as long as it doesn't look silly. You know, I still want to see that bracelet go out and around my wrist, but I'm actually very happy with that size, and I'm really looking forward to having this one on wrist for the next 4 to 6 weeks before I do that in-depth review. And I'm also really interested and keen to see how this Miyota 9039 movement is like wearing it day to day, because it's not a movement that I've had in my collection yet. I'm getting a couple in all at the same time, so that should be quite interesting as well. It'd be nice to experience that longer term. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in the next video.